YouTube faithful, what's going on? We have a copious amount of NBA games today to discuss. I'm going to break it all down for you. I'm going to give you probably 5 to 7 of my favorite plays. I'm going to give you the who, what, why, the pros, the cons, usage rates, fantasy scores, fantasy points per minute, I should say, not fantasy scores. We'll do the average, and we're going to break it all down and make it make sense. And we're aiming for the 15-minute mark today, baby. Let's see if we can get it done. Probably not, but who cares? Let's cook. So without further ado, if you're new here, I appreciate you stopping by. I am Captain Crush, that is the moniker, so go ahead, hit subscribe, new, old, returning, smash the like button like mama taught you right. And let's get this thing started. So what is this right out of the gate? It's Parlay Plizzle. What? I said parlayplay.io, okay? Now some people, where their discounts and blah, blah, blah. Guys, they don't have traditional discounts like every other site, okay? First and foremost, they have slashed lines. Yes, that's their tacos. And tacos sell and discounts sell, but they do have payout boosts on alternate lines, which you can see here. This is why I made this lineup over here today. This whole lineup is alternate lines. Josh Giddey, 29.5 PRA, Walker Kessler, 11.5 rebounds, Duran, 24.5 PRA, and Dyson, the Wagon Daniels, 9.5 RA. I put 25 on it to win 189, roughly 8x, okay, which is 2x less than what you would get for a normal pick 4 power on PrizePicks, okay? So if you want to tail this with me or if you want to fade this, you can. As you can see here on their payout boost, they have a bunch. They have hockey, they have Pascal Siakam. You can only use one per lineup, but you could just go through here and take them all if you wanted to. They have Trae Young, hockey, college, whatever you want. Okay, so if you want to tail. If you want to fade. The promo is Crush. You'll get a deposit match and they'll give you free money to tail. And then I give you 30 days of the court. So you can go that route. Or like I said, you could just take the two-man. You could just take Josh Giddey's alternate PRA and Daniel's alternate PRA, or whatever you want, man. Mix and match. Do whatever you want. The link's in the description. Now, I'm showing you this because you can't get these on PrizePicks for 8x. You can't. So you got to shop around, whether it's Sleeper, Chalkboard, Underdog, whatever have you. But I am going to cover PrizePicks today like I always do, but I wanted to kick off with that so you guys can see. Now, Josh Giddey, okay, on PrizePicks is 32.5 PRA. So we took a 3-point discount and we're getting boosted for it. Hate when PrizePicks does that, man. Just leave it alone. Stop trying to fix the spelling. You ain't Mavis Beacon. That was before all of your guys' time. Let me know in the comments if you know what Mavis Beacon was. I ain't gonna tell you anything else about it. Now, Giddey has been a wagon. I won't deny it, okay? Shake up on the team. Voos is out of the mix today, so he's been a wagon. So what are you gonna do here? Well, what I did, I showed you, I took the alternate line PRA. There's no alternate line Gabi on here right now. His line has been fluctuating between 31 and 32 all day. I was able to get it at 31.5 on PrizePicks, but now you have to make a decision. Okay, so let me show you what you could do. You could go to the RA. You could take his fantasy score. Where is it? At 38.5. It's here somewhere. Just like that, you could take either one of those. I know a lot of people love his 1.5 3-points made. That's been cashing. I will say this, guys. At one point, he's due regression. This could be the matchup versus the Clippers where he's due regression. So that is something to keep in mind. But I have a theory and I have a format that I follow. And the format is this. If it's been making me money and I've been taking it, I ride that train till I'm forced off. Now, if I don't have a ticket to said train, I don't take it. So if there's been a wagon and I haven't been on it, I don't just hop on when it's buy high moment because that's poverty. You got to have a ticket to the train to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're chasing. Okay, but look, 8.5-point spread. You know it's going to be dicey. The Bulls are 8.5-point dogs at home. 228-point total, which is something to consider. Now, look at his RA. The last time these guys played, he had 19, and this was recent, January 20th. That wasn't too long ago. Now, like I said, the matchup isn't that great. 12th and 11th for points or rebounds allowed and assists allowed. The last 20, he's only gone over his RA 7 of 20, 3 of 10, and the last 5, 22, 18, 23, the last 5. Like I said, his usage without Voos has picked up over the last 5 games. games, but his PRA, okay, on 224, we just took this 2 days ago, 25, 16, and 6, 10, 8, and 24, 4, 16, and 27. He's doing it all, guys. He's doing it all, and the range of outcomes are crazy. The Knicks is a tough team. These two teams are cupcakes. The Clippers is going to be a hard matchup, so that's why I'm giving you guys the caveat. This could be the part where he regresses. However, it is a blowout spread, so if you did want to take the first half, I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. And then his first half fantasy, he does get blocks and steals, 45, 31, 21. That would be the move at 19.5. But again, first half is so volatile, guys. And then the full game fantasy, you could see 59, 60, 54. Last 10, it is a buy high spot, which is why I'm telling you guys, only have shares of this if you've been on it. I took the alternate line at 29.5 for his PRA on Parlay Play, just like I showed you. So that's my analysis on Giddey, because I know he's going to be popular today. The other guy you could go to, which is the same game, easier path, who also is now bumped, Zach Collins. He's on a new team. This is his new team. He's a great player, in my opinion. No boost. We just took him versus February 24th. He was able to put up 19. In fact, somebody in the Discord was talking about it, wanted to take under, being like, he's only averaged 3 points a season, but you can't even factor that into the mix when he's on a new team without boost, y'all. But you could see his PRA was at 20.5 earlier. I took it. It's now up at 21.5, and it's still 22.5 on two other books. His points at 11.5 is 12.5 on Pinnacle, pretty much giving you 50-50 value. It's pointless to go look at the historical data because he's in a new team, but I will tell you this. If you wanted to take the shot, I would just go there at 11.5 or there if you want to eat the bump. Again, you can get better lines on Chalkboard, Sleeper, and that. I wouldn't play him and Giddey in the same lineup. You hear me? That's part of the skill process. You need to learn how to 1v1 skinny, 2v2, 2v1, 3v3, whatever it is. You don't want to have two guys from the same team that are 8.5 dogs, especially without having somebody else on the other side. Okay, that's just bad format. If you follow along with what I'm saying, that will make sense. Okay, so that's my analysis of the Bulls for you guys. The next person I want to talk about is Dyson Daniels RA. Now his line is at 10. I got him at 9.5 on Parlay Play and Chalkboard. As you could see, his line on PrizePicks, I believe, is 10. He's a popular play, unfortunately. He's playing Miami. You can see it's a true 50-50 the way the books have it priced. A true 50-50. He's another one of those guys that can be considered a wagon play, okay? 13 of his last 20, he's gone over 10. 14 if you count the push. Last 10, 7 of 10. Last 5, 3 of 5. Head-to-head, he had 13 on 224. Look at that. 11 rebounds, 2 assists. It's a good matchup overall, but micro matchup versus shooting guards, it's bad. But again, we just saw he's able to get it done. His fantasy score is always in play. You know he has block and steal equity. So that's all I'm going to say about him. I wanted to cover those two because they are on the Parlay Play lineup. Daniels, but again, I took it 9.5. Giddey, I took the alternate line here. And then Kessler and Duren, I probably won't spend time talking about them because this is a goblin on PrizePicks, and this is I don't even think they have the goblin for Kessler's rebounds, but he's projected for 12 in my model, and the Duren is projected for 25 in my model for PRA. So that's why I went with those two guys. Now, how about yesterday when I told you guys about D Fox? I told you his fantasy score, and I told you he was going to pay us back coin. Did I not? Cash him. Green bean, baby. Green bean. Yesterday, if you followed the advice, if you took the principles, if you were in the Discord, which I'll show you shortly, people made mad coin. The projection sheets were spot on. The fantasy point usage rates were spot on. The analysis was spot on. And sometimes that's a beautiful thing, Donnie. When that happens, it's beautiful. When you can literally have the right reads and predictions and projections, and then when they actually go out there and perform, it's great. But you can have all that right and still chalk. It's part of the game, babe. It's part of the game. The tacos, what I tell you guys yesterday, we're likely going 2 for 3 on tacos. It's exactly what happened. 2 for 3. Why? Because it's just a numbers game. Even though they're all probably 65% to go over, favored minus 400 odds, it's still gambling. And when you have 3 squares like that, likely one of them's gonna sell. It's very rare to get a sweep. It's even rare to get 2 of 3. But it is what it is. It cost me coin, but at least Tatum and the GOAT got there. We'll talk about that later. But for now, I want to go go back and talk about D Fox. He racks up steals now on this team, and you got options. You got demons galore, 1.5, 2.5, 1.5. Now, I am taking this Goblin for sure. Okay, that for sure. I think he's going to get at least one steal here, but I want to tell you guys something about PrizePicks and other books. Every square you see on the board is designed to create action. And the fact that they have this 1.5 blocks and steals after he just got 6, 2, 4, and 4 up there has every alarm bell in my brain ringing. But I have him projected to get roughly 2 blocks and steals, okay? So I'm going for it, but I just wanted to tell you guys, I will not be surprised if he doesn't get this, because this square being here out of nowhere is just like, of course it's here. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Just like all you PJ Washington guys yesterday that took his points and thought he was going to go this and that. And I yesterday on my live stream, I gave a 10-minute speech on why PJ Washington was not it yesterday for the points, the 3-pointers, whatever. Why? Because all the research you may have done, fine, nothing against that. But the lines makers have the same research, but better, and they're baking it into the lines, okay? So they know that De'Aaron Fox has gotten 6, 2, 4, and 4. They know that. And the fact that they're putting it up here at 1.5, and let me show you this right here, which they also have. You're going to see this right here. It's going to blow your mind. This isn't just a spoon feeding channel, guys. This is a learning channel. Call it discovery, if you will. This is the learning channel in this industry. I'm not just here to spoon feed. I'm here to teach, preach, so you can crush. It's really that simple, baby. But real quick, off topic, if you can find Fox at 2.5 turnovers, it's also pretty good. The last 2 times, 3 and 3. He does have a high usage rate, which we will go over. The ball's in his hands a lot. Houston plays tough D. I could see him getting 3 turnovers, but let's talk about his blocks and steals. Here it is. 12 of 20. Last 10, 6 of 10. Last 5, 4 of 5. Even when he was a king, he would get blocks and steals. Now look at this. The head-to-heads. He hasn't missed it in 3 games. 5, 4, 2, 5 on January 16th, okay? So he's capable, and I'm telling you, the lines makers have all of this data too, and they still put it out at 1.5. So do you see why the alarm bells are going bang, bang, bang in my head? Do you see, comment guy? So I'm just telling you, if it feels too good to be true, sometimes it is. The data is correct in saying that we should be taking more here if you're going by the quote research. But here's the market data, 120 minus 135 minus 124. So I'm taking it. All right. It's that simple. He's going to hit this 51% of the time given their market odds. So I took a shot on it and I hope it hits. If it doesn't, am I going to cry? No. Now, if you want to go a little bit risky, you could take his demon, which if you pair it with any random other line, it'll give you 3.5x, an extra 0.5 of equity. So you could dabble with that demon if you want to get froggy. If you want to take the goblin, it's going to pay you just 2x with any other random stat or line or prop, whatever you want to call it, as you can see there. So I just went ahead and went with that one. And again, he did just have a game yesterday where he got 6 of them, but hopefully he gets it done. Now, if you're looking for 1v1s on the other side, so this would be a 1v1 skinny stack, you could go right back to Dillon Brooks. We took him yesterday on the live stream. It was an absolute late call. I was iffy. I told the chat, it's either Amen Thompson's fantasy or Dillon Brooks's PRA or his points assist. I split it up. I let the chat vote. They voted for Amen Thompson's fantasy score over Dillon Brooks' PRA, and for that particular lineup, Amen Thompson got ejected with like 5 minutes left, and he chalked by 3 or 4 fantasy points. It was cinema, but luckily, I still got his PRA in a couple, and so did others, so we were able to make coin on that read, but that's just how it is, man. Sometimes it's when it's 50-50 like that, and I asked the chat to decide, that's just how it is. But his PRA has been a quasi-wagon, 28, 23, 16, 8, 23. As of now, still, Fred VanVleet's out of the mix, so we can go right back here. We know it's going to be a fast-paced matchup. It should be anyways. And if we look at his market data, let's take a look. His points over 12.5 is 51%. His PRA, it's minus 119, so it's pretty much 50-50. But again, we got this at 17 yesterday. The point is you can go right back to it if you wanted a 1v1, or you could take his fantasy score if you want to chase his block and steal equity, which isn't that much, but it is worthwhile saying. And with that, our first fantasy score mention, we're going to go to the sheets. Now remember, these are just projections and things. Sometimes these guys sell, they don't do what they're supposed to. It happens. But I will tell you this, Zion's banned. He doesn't play enough minutes and I'm just done with it. He was a wagon. I'm done with the Zion experiment. He chalked his goblin. He chalked his fantasy. He's done. He cost me, literally, he was my anchor yesterday and he cost me so much coin. Jaren Jackson hit. Bane hit. Everything hit but Zion. He sold. Now, I'm going to show you two things right quick, okay? Again, if you're new to this channel, what I do a lot of is teaching process in a very analytical driven approach. I believe that is the best way to help you guys understand. So this is the sheet that I put in my Discord each and every day. I have the player's name, their minutes, their usage rate, which is how many times the player has the ball in his hands, his fantasy point per minute, which is how many fantasy points per minute he averages. The last three, his average, I give you my projection, okay, what I think he's going to get. So yesterday, Darren Fox, the line was 41 on PrizePicks, 41 on Underdog, and I had him projected for 45, which I believe he got 45 or 46. Let's check it out. He finished with 44.1. As you can see here, this was somebody's lineup that was in the Discord last night. So 44.1, and I had him projected for 45.6. Can you say surgical? Can I get a surgical in the chat, baby? Because that's what it is. Now you can see here, I highlight the differential for you, 4 points. What's that signal in your brain? We're taking more, and we did, and I gave it to you on the YouTube, and bang, cash it. But I'm showing you this so you could see how it was. Yesterday, all you had to do, Fox, okay, which we had. You could have taken Sengun, 3-point differential. Ja Morant, 2.7. He cashed. Sengun cashed. Mobley chalked because of a blowout. I don't know about Jaylen Brown because I faded that game because of the taco. Bradley Beal. We were all over Bradley Beal. 30 was his line, or 31.5. I had him projected for 35. 3-point differential. We took him. He soared. Okay, Klay Thompson, 4-point differential. I had him projected for 25. The line was 21. He got there. Guys, I'm literally giving you the cheat sheet. And here we are with Dillon Brooks. And I will give you, yesterday we took his fantasy. He was projected to go over by 1. That sometimes is enough. 0.86 differential. Hey, if I like it, we're taking it. Now I'm going to show you his updated fantasy point per minute today in a second. I just wanted to show you this sheet because this is what's in the Discord behind the paywall. And this is the sheet that I use for the YouTube when I'm on here. So let's take a look at Brooks. All right, 54 games played, averaging 32 minutes, 0.69 fantasy points per minute with a little 17% usage rate. Now keep in mind, without Van Vliet, this goes up. His last three, 30, 30, 30, he's averaging 22. So that would be his fantasy score if you wanted to take it. You can use this sheet for anybody here. Let's check out Josh Giddey. He's averaging 29 minutes, which that's increased now. 20% usage rate and 1.17 fantasy points per minute. So once you have that data, you just go over here, 1.17, and then how many minutes do you think Giddey's going to play tonight? That's your call. That's where the skill gap comes in. I provide the analytics. I tell you what I think he's going to do. Let's say 30 because that's going to be the base if the game does blow out. And he's at 35 and his fantasy score line is 38. So you know it's going to be sweaty. You're going to need the top of his range, meaning like 33 to 35 minutes, which you may or may not get. We need that game to stay close. But for Dillon Brooks, he has a much lower 0.69, multiply it times 32, 22. So you see it's going to be sweaty, but let's say he plays 34 minutes, he gets to the top of that range. I think the matchup is good, so you could go either or. Now again, this is not guarantees, guys. Look at Zion yesterday. Okay, he played like 29 minutes in the end. He had like 7 turnovers. It is what it is. But I'm just telling you that could be the 1v1, or you could go back to, you can see here Jabari Smith. You could go with Jalen Green. You could go with Sengun's rebounds flat. You could go with Sengun's points. You could go with just Dillon Brooks points. It's all going to be dicey. I think Sengun's rebounds is actually pretty good in this matchup. With the Spurs without Wemby, they're giving up board. Okay, so let's recap. We've talked about Josh Giddey. We've talked about Collins. We talked about Fox. We've talked about Dillon Brooks. Now let's see if we can find two more that we're going to like here. We also talked about Dyson Daniels, and we talked about Duren and Kessler. It's up to you to make the lineups how you see fit, y'all. Now, the next person I'm going to talk about is going to be controversial because we took him last time and he got stat corrected and everything else, but they're playing the Wizards and I just can't get away from it. Tumani Camara, guys, where are we going? Well, you could go right back to his fantasy score. If you think the game's going to be a blowout, Portland has been playing good lately, but just when you think Washington's going to get destroyed, they always end up keeping it close. But you could take his first half fantasy score and get all that block and steal equity or just his PRA. Either one of those for Camara would be fine. We will look him up. It's literally going to be dealer's choice with these guys. Camara, Klingen's, rebounds, any of that stuff is fine. 56 games played, 32 minutes, 14% usage rate, 0.79. So 0.79 times 32 is what we're looking for, chat. 0.79 times 32, 25. Okay, so you know it's going to be sweaty, but that's the average. He's been playing above average, but he is a first half demon. Look, 20, 28, 22, 13, 18. That is why I will probably land on his first half if I take any of him at all. And then you have the other guy, Donovan Clingan, clanging and banging, Clingan himself, 10.5 rebounds. I took this the other day and he soared, I think. He had 13 versus Utah. They didn't have Kessler in the mix. Now here he is. You could choose his RA or just his rebounds, but I will tell you something about him. He is not going to get big minutes at all, blowout or not. He's not getting big minutes, but his PRA is what we took the other day. He ended up landing right on 20, or he did get 21. He ended closing line at 21.5. PrizePicks bumped him from 20. Yeah, that's what happened. I think you could go right back, but again, he doesn't get big minutes, so that's dicey. It's either Camara or Klingan. I mean, maybe even Scoot Henderson. Any of those Portland guys are all going to be in play. The only reason I'm not all over Scoot Henderson's 1.5 3-pointers made is because it's 42,000 people on it, but I may just do it anyways because of the matchup and just hope that the popular play curse doesn't hit me with this, because I honestly do like Scoot. So it's either one of those guys. I wouldn't play all three of them together. I wouldn't even play two of them together. Choose one and go from there, okay? So you could have something like this. Scoot, Collins, Fox, and Brooks. I think that would be a fine four-man right there. That would be totally fine. You could go right there. Or you could take out Scoot if you want to go with the non-popular ones, which would be Camara or Klingan. Either one of those are fine. And then there's two more things that I want to talk about, but before I do, I want to talk about yesterday's live stream. It was surgical. You guys can see for yourself, I had a ton of live stream call-outs yesterday. Hype Man, who's a brand new member, I called out Sengun, Fox, Bradley Beal, and John Morant. He used the sheets. Like I said, Evan Mobley was projected to go over. Unfortunately, the game blew out, or he probably would have got there, and he doubled up. But if you mix and match and make smaller ones, you're going to print. PPW made his Ali return to the ring a couple days ago. He was in the live stream. He made his lineups using the sheets. I had Sohan on the list. He took it. And this was his fantasy score lineup. He went all of these from the sheet. I also went all over these in the live stream. Chat, let him know in the comments that we called all these out in the live stream. Fox, Beal, Aldama, and Brooks. Bang, he paired it with LeBron. It was that simple. Now, if you look at mine, which is very similar, I did a different path. I had Desmond Bane, Tatum, Reeves, Aldama, and Bradley Beal. I had these and their fantasy scores, but unfortunately, like I told you in the beginning, I had Zion anchored, but everything else was pretty solid. This was the poverty slip I made along with the live stream. You can see Kelly Olynyk. I was torn between Kelly O or Zion, and I split them up. I should have just went with Kelly. Had more of Brooks, Jackson, Hayes, Brandon Pods. Again, blowout. It was his birthday. I went with Burrs Reed on taking that. It is what it is. Nurkic, DNP. I'll take my 2X. And then this was the lineup that I made. Brooks, Eason, Aldama, and Curry under. Curry. I told you guys on the live stream, who has the stones to play Curry and Durant under points? They both bang, cashed it. I should have nuked. This paid 9x basically, and I should have nuked, and I only threw 10 on it. It is what it is. Give me that cash. But a lot of people got dubs. Look at Kimmy. I have a bunch of women, believe it or not, in the cord that are crushing. They use the sheets. They don't talk much, but they do what they're supposed to do. Sengun, Fox, Vassell, Thompson, Edie, Beal. All of them were projected over. 330, 30, 360 for her trouble. Faceless had W's. I got people using the taco method with LeBron and Jason Tatum, just like I preached. Doggo, unlike his Bears, finally got a W. You love to see it. More people. Look, Kimmy, Eason, Brooks, Aldama, Sengun, Christie. All of these are from the live stream, guys. Every single play, it pays for itself. So I could go on and show you this like most people do, and people get upset. Cap, why are you showing all the stuff? Guys, because I celebrate my community, man. Wouldn't you? This is what I do. This is my life. I work on this every single day, 150 hours plus a week. Okay, I'm not kidding when I say that either. So I have to celebrate when things finally do go our way. If you did just join the Discord with the promo, let them know in the comments. And you do go there by CaptainCrush.net, gold package, another live stream today, just like 5 days a week. You go to the gold package. It's at 5:30 Central. Click subscribe. You go in. That promo code, I told you it was going away yesterday, didn't I? I told you it was going away. Celebrate. But it's still there for a couple more hours. Okay, I thought it was going away yesterday. It's still there for a couple more hours. But I promise you, hand to the Almighty, I will make sure that it's gone after tonight. Okay, this is it. Yesterday was a good day. People are coming in using it. I think there's like 30 usages, 30 spots left for this code anyway, so it's going to go away by itself because 30 people will for sure use it. So this is it. Lowercase celebrate. That's it. You'll get the sheets, my lineups, access to the live stream, everything and anything to help you win coin you're going to get. And with MLB coming up, I teach the MLB, don't worry, and I will guide you. It's actually my most profitable sport now, other than NFL, believe it or not. So let's get back to the cook. I got two more guys that I want to discuss and we're getting out of here. Kessler, 25.5 PRA, 12 rebounds. Do they have a goblin for this man? They do not. So we're going to have to make decisions. They're going to need his size in this spot. Do we go with the fantasy score and hope that he plays? I mean, this is up to you. I took the alternate rebound line at 11.5 on parlay play. His PRA was 24.5 a little bit ago. Now they got it too high at 25.5. He could still cover, but I think this is the optimal play right here. 9.5 rebounds. He is going to be facing the man, the myth, the legend, Sabonis, but I'm not worried about it. I still think he's going to get it done. My only fear, though, is the blowout, as always. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is Porzingis, because he got ruled out yesterday, which was absolutely cinema. He got ruled out yesterday, literally after lock. I guess he had a stomach ache, whatever, but you can go right back to him as always. His first half fantasy or his first half points, anything like that would be fine. I'm not anchoring any first half plays. I'm done with that because it's too volatile. It's starting to affect my win rate, but you can for sure make a first half lineup and have exposure to Zinger in there. You know he's been a wagon. You know that he can get it done. It's just going to be, can he get it done today? And Holiday's back in the mix too, so you're going to have to deal with that. And then one last thing that I feel like I have to mention is Karl Anthony Towns in this matchup at 40.5 PRA. Listen, you know what you're going to get from Towns. He's going to chuck. He's going to grab rebounds. If he comes out and plays hard, he's going over. If he comes out and plays like soft Towns, chalk it. It's really that simple. Folks, if you want access to my cord for free for 30 days, you can sign up on DG Fantasy, promo code CRUSH. You get 25% off. I also give you 30 days free. Same thing with any of my partners, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Parlay Play, which we went over in the beginning, Underdog. Just shoot me the email and I got you. Appreciate you tuning in. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.